Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the watch party.
It is time.
It's time. I've got, and you will
Next week I'll have one
then
for
have,
you.
yeah. So, we're going to talk about Ryan Borgwart.
I'm not mature enough for this last name. Carry on.
Okay.
Here we go. Tell me more because I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, so this is a guy who disappeared on August the 12th. He went on a kayaking trip by himself
First mistake.
on Green Lake.
Okay. Where's Green Lake?
I'm going to be real honest. I forget the state this happened in.
Okay.
I've done so much and added so many city names, and I think
states.
he's from like Wisconsin.
Okay.
Does that feel right?
Sure. Let me just feel around in my
Man.
geography heart and just yeah, Wisconsin feels good.
Just says Green Lake is what I wrote down. That was not ideal.
This is not professional journalism.
No. Well, this is journalism, though. This is journalism.
It is journalism. We did not promise it would be professional.
Yeah, I can tell you he is 44 years old.
Okay, well
And that feels important to the story.
Yep.
So he's from Watertown. Okay. Wherever that is. And he's married. He has 3 children. And they appear to be like high school age. I think one of them might be going into high school and the other 2 are in high school. They still live at home.
Okay.
When I first heard about this, I thought they were grown, which doesn't make it any easier. But anyway.
Yeah.
But they are kind of young.
I think I know where this story's going now. Okay, and I think you're right. I think it was Wisconsin.
Okay. Good. Okay. Because I was like, somewhere.
If it wasn't Wisconsin, it was some equally cold place.
Very cold place,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes on this kayaking trip. He'd been in contact with his family. Everything's going good. I'm going out for my,
Morning
last day or like whatever.
swim.
And then they never hear from him. And so they can't find him. They don't know what's going on. So they end up calling the police, and the deputies respond. And this is around 5:32 p.m. on August the 12th.
Okay.
Local time to the local area, wherever that is. And
Got it. Yep.
They find his car and trailer in the Dodge Memorial Park area.
Okay.
And the sheriff said that they knew that his last known location was the lake. So they go that way.
Right.
They find his vehicle there. Mm-hmm. But they also find his capsized kayak.
Oh.
So it's in the lake. Capsized like Oregon Trail style.
Oh, yikes.
That's
Do you think he
immediate
got
death.
Diphtheria too?
100%. And dysentery, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you can get, but that's what I always got. It was like, you got dysentery, dead.
Yeah. Oh, mine was always like 6 of your horses died crossing the river. R.I.P. you. Mm-hmm. You and your family of 12 have to make it with 1 horse and 1 carrot for the last 9,000 miles of this journey.
This will take at least 6 years.
Why was that a fun game?
It was so fun. So they find his capsized kayak, and then the next day they found his fishing rod, his tackle box, his wallet, keys, and license. This is not looking so good.
In the lake? Like all this was found in the lake? I'm assuming his kayak was in the water, right?
Correct.
You can't capsize on land.
Well, no.
Maybe you can. I don't know.
Famously.
I am not a seafaring pirate.
No.
I'm not a seaman.
I think if your kayak capsizes on land, I think you just call that it done turned over.
Oh, that makes
That's
sense.
a turned over. Yeah.
That's a turned over.
This obviously had to be in the water.
Yeah.
So they do an extensive search.
Right.
People are out searching, but they also get underwater like divers who use sonar.
How deep is this lake?
It's very, very deep.
Oh.
It was in that area. I think they said, I've got it written down somewhere. It's like over 200 feet deep.
Oh, that's a big lake.
Am I making that up? Hang on. I know I wrote this down.
It's okay. You can tell me when we get there.
What the fudge? I know I wrote it down somewhere. Okay. We'll find it.
Okay.
Because I feel positive. But what if I just said 200 feet deep and that's like not even possible? I don't know numbers or measurements.
Me neither.
So
It was deep. It was deeper than he was tall.
100%.
Okay,
I'm positive of that. So
that's all
they do this dive, and then they had 3 canine cadaver teams.
Okay.
They did not find his body, and they searched for 54 days.
54 days?
54 days.
That is an extensive search. There are so many people that don't even get 54 hours of search.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
It is interesting.
So, because we're going to talk about how expensive that was.
Yeah.
For the state and everything. So, yeah, it's crazy. And the guy who ran the diving team was like, look, I didn't find him. Therefore, he ain't in this water. He's there
ain't nothing here.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying it wouldn't be impossible that we may miss something, but he's like, 54 days we looked, we should have found him.
If there was something to be found, we would have found it.
He's not in the water.
I mean, at the very least, you would think you would find, like, a shoe or something.
And they found nothing.
Okay.
So during this time, Ryan was believed to have drowned in the lake, and his wife, Emily, had to go back to work as a teacher because now she thinks her husband has tragically died in this capsized kayak incident. And she's got to go back to work. She's got 3 kids to support or whatever. And then, so I searched her up on Facebook. And she posts, Emily is a woman of faith, okay?
We love it.
Yep. So she posted this picture, and we can share it if you're watching on YouTube.
Okay.
So it's an image of, like, Jesus reaching down through the water and, like, you're looking up from the water. And she says, I've always loved this picture, but it really has a new meaning these last few days. And while it brings tears to my eyes every time I look at it, it is also absolutely the most comforting picture ever. Can you just imagine Jesus reaching out his hand to Ryan and saying, let's go, my child? How amazing. So thankful for Jesus. Parents, make sure your children have faith. Take them to church. Sing Jesus songs. Pray. Have devotions. It is so important. This woman.
Okay.
The
picture's a little on the nose.
Well, it's exactly on the nose. She thinks her husband has drowned.
I know.
So she starts selling faith over fear shirts to raise money for the search for him as well.
Stop.
A lot of people in the community were raising money. They were donating. They were sharing posts. They were like, come out, do anything you can to help.
Well, this woman is a school teacher, which means she's probably not making a ton of money because all teachers are underpaid. Mm-hmm. And she's got 3 kids. And is now unexpectedly a single mom.
Yes, like so tragic. But then, October 7th, the investigation begins to shift because they're looking into things, okay? Ryan Borgwart's name had been...
I hope she didn't teach middle school because if she was a middle school, that's rough.
That's rough.
That's real rough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure she was lovely, though.
I'm sure, yeah. His name had been checked by Canadian law enforcement August 13th, the next day, and they found out that he had a second passport. He had reported his first one stolen.
Okay.
Or lost, I mean. So then they get with Customs and Border Patrol, Homeland Security, the FBI, and Wisconsin, here it is, and the Wisconsin Department of Criminal Investigations, and they do a digital forensic analysis of his laptop, which his wife willingly gave over. And they found the following.
Should have drowned that in the lake, too.
Exactly. This is what is so interesting to me is like, first of all, how do you even get a second passport? Like,
apparently you just report it lost.
I guess, but then doesn't it have your same damn name on it?
Yeah, but it might have a different number.
A different number? Okay, so
maybe?
They think...
I don't know. Because it wouldn't be, well, like, if you lose your license, you just get a duplicate license.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I've never had to report a passport lost, so I don't know. But maybe they give you a different number.
Okay.
That way, if somebody did steal your passport and you also use your new passport that's not pinging off the same number, you know what I mean?
That would make sense, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
But, like, if that's the benefit, if you're like, well, I would have a different number, then don't you think it's easy for them to find that?
One would think.
Like, wouldn't you think? Yeah.
Well, he wasn't a school teacher, so he didn't think through.
No. He had replaced the hard drive on his laptop. He cleared his browsers on the day of his disappearance. Just cleared it.
Just that day.
Yeah.
All right.
He synced the laptop with iCloud August 11th. He had photos of passports. He had inquiries about moving funds to foreign banks. He changed email addresses associated with financial accounts on the day of his disappearance.
Oh, so he did all this like while he was away from the house.
apparently. He had been in communication with a woman from Uzbekistan.
One of the stands.
Uzbekistan. He had taken out a new $375,000 life insurance policy, but he'd done that in January, and so this happened in August.
Yeah, not suspicious.
And he had purchased an airline gift card.
Also not suspicious.
No.
Okay. Where is Uzbekistan? Where's this stan at? I mean, obviously, I have a general idea of where it might be.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know where Wisconsin was, so
I'm so good with world geography, but the U.S., no.
Republic in Central Asia.
No okay.
Really? Oh, it's near Afghanistan, Pakistan.
It's near the other stands.
Iran, Kazakhstan.
I ran to Iraq to get a turkey. That's how I remember where they are.
Well,
I don't know exactly where they are. I just know that where they are in relation to each other.
So then there is a press conference on Thursday, November 21st.
Okay.
And they say, okay, here's the situation. We're talking to him. Okay. We found him. We found his ass.
Does the wife know yet?
I would think so.
Okay.
She has not made any public statements that I have seen.
Okay.
And that's why I went to her Facebook to see. She did post that she was selling a vehicle that they've got, the 3 kids or whatever. So one of the kids, it was a vehicle that maybe he had driven or something like that. But in her post, she said, and this was after this date or after the date where, because I believe it was November the 8th, they did the first press conference where they were like, actually, we're pretty sure he disappeared himself. So it was definitely after that. But she was like, we're selling this car. She had pictures of it or whatever. And she said that the son and Ryan had replaced this and done that to it. Like they had worked on it together.
Gotcha. So do you think the kid was just like, I don't want anything to do with this anymore?
Maybe. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Ugh.
So they've been in contact with him daily, they said, since November 11th.
Daily?
Daily. They're talking to him every day. And they said that he has absolutely no intention of returning home. He does not plan to give up where he is. They know that he was talking to a woman in
Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Uzbekistan?
How do you say it?
In the stand.
Yeah. And what I would like to know is she real? Did he get fucking catfished?
I hope his ass got catfished.
I hope he did too.
And I hope his ass is stuck in whatever stand he's in, living a miserable fucking life.
He seems to be kind of okay because he made a video that so here's like an image of it. So I think in the press conference they played it and he's like, hey, it's me. And he's like, I'm here in my apartment. I'm safe.
Oh my God.
I'm doing okay. He didn't want to share where he was or whatever. The sheriff, Mark Podol, said that they initially made contact with him through a woman who was speaking Russian before they got the video from him via email confirming that he is alive. And he's, he doesn't like pan the camera around. He's just like, I'm here in my apartment. The sheriff says there are a number of reasons behind his disappearance. He said when he talked to him, he said that, I'm assuming the sheriff has more information, but is not sharing that. And he's like, he has reasons that he felt like his family would be better off without him. And then he told them like how he'd planned it all out. And he was like, this is what his plan was. This is what he did. He stashed an e-bike near the boat launch. He paddled the kayak and a child-sized inflatable boat out into the lake. He overturns the kayak. He dumps his phone in the lake. He paddles that inflatable boat to shore, which, is this a populated, like,
nobody
was there nobody that was like,
suspicious?
Yeah, like, hey, I saw a guy on like a teeny little float and an overturned kayak. Like, I guess it's a remote area. I don't know.
Or maybe he just waited because he knew he was going to do this. So, I mean, like.
Yeah, maybe.
His family's not expecting him home that day at a certain time or anything. So he's probably just like, I got all the time in the world to do this.
Yeah.
Maybe he did it like at dawn when it was still dark and nobody else was out there.
That's true. So he paddles that little inflatable boat to shore. And then he rode the e-bike through the night to Madison. Then he gets on a bus in Madison. He goes to Detroit. And then he goes to the Canadian border. And then he gets on the bus to the airport. And then he gets on a plane. And off the fuck he goes.
Okay. Well, first of all, that's exceptional planning for a man. I didn't know they were capable.
I bet his wife, when she heard that, she's like, and you couldn't plan a fucking date night?
Exactly. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
If he wanted to, he would.
If he wanted to, he would. And he wanted to, and he did. Mm-hmm. But the fact that he thought this man took every mode of transportation available to humans to make
literally
this happen.
Planes, trains, boats, child-sized inflatables.
I know.
Automobiles.
Do you think he packed his own bag, or did he make his wife pack his bag for his trip for him?
But he started in January because he got that life insurance policy in January. So that's a full 7 months before he went missing.
So was he hoping that she would think he was dead and be able to get the money?
Yes.
Like, okay.
I think so. Because he took out that policy, and then his immediate family were the beneficiaries.
Okay.
So he was thinking they would pronounce him dead. She would get the money. But in other cases,
no body, they're not going to pronounce him dead.
Exactly. Okay. In other cases that I've covered where somebody has murdered their spouse in a like situation, it took years.
Yeah. Don't you have to wait like
6 or 7 years.
Many times. Yeah. Like I thought it was closer to 10, but either way, like you have to wait a specific amount of time that's not insignificant.
Yeah.
In order to have them declared dead.
Yeah. So
that you can then get the money.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. The sheriff was like, look, Ryan's a smart guy. He's like, okay. This is where it was. I still did not write the number of feet. I swear it said over 200 feet. He chose Green Lake because it was the deepest lake in Wisconsin. He did not expect authorities, and he told the sheriff this. I didn't think that you guys would search that long. I thought you'd search for a few days, maybe a couple weeks, and then be done with it.
I just love that he's like, well, the jig is up. Let me tell you everything.
Yeah.
Like,
and he said his biggest concern is how the community is going to react to him possibly coming home. Because they were trying to talk him into, okay, dude, we found you, just come home. And he said, I can see that, okay. He staged his death. And unfortunately, one of the things that he did say was he didn't expect us to go more than 2 weeks in searching for him. Insane. Well, I hate to tell you, you picked the wrong sheriff and the wrong police department.
There is a new sheriff in town.
Mm-hmm. And he was like, we absolutely were going to do whatever we could to find if somebody got lost in a lake, like, we're gonna try to find you.
Yeah.
And he was like, did you have to go that hard? But he also said his biggest concern was if he came back home, because they were like, come on, man. Like, the sheriff was like, look, I've been trying to pull at his heartstrings. I've been, telling him, like, the best thing that your kids could get for Christmas is for his dad to come home. Like, think about that. And he said his biggest concern with returning home is how the community is going to react to him, because they're obviously going to be pissed that they wasted money, resources, they've donated money, and he wasn't actually dead. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Yeah, the community is going to be pissed, but that's your biggest like, what about your wife and your kids?
If I was his wife, I would be like, bring his ass home. I'm going to meet him in the driveway. We're going to fight on the front lawn, and all of the money that you donated to me is going to go to the winner of this fight, which will be me, because I'm going to murder him in front of your eyes.
It will be me, 100%.
My God.
So far, they have not charged him with anything, but they said that he could face obstruction charges, and the authorities would likely be seeking restitution between $35,000 and $40,000 for their efforts. That did not include, though, the cost incurred by the nonprofit dive team that was out looking for him. And I saw an interview with the dive guy, God. And for whatever reason, I did not write his name down, and I'm so sorry about that. Dive guy. And he said, he's like, look, I did what I would have done in any case, right? Like, if there's somebody that needs to be found, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do what I did. He's like, it's just really unfortunate that it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
And I could have spent those resources and that time looking for somebody who's actually missing. Like,
that is infuriating.
They ended the press conference by saying, we don't know where he is, but
I feel like that's a lie.
Yeah, but the sheriff did say, we don't have an extradition treaty with Uzbekistan. I don't know how to say it, and I'm feeling very stupid. Yeah. So it feels like that's where they think he is. Okay. I need more information about this woman. Is she real? Was this an OnlyFans situation? Was this
Yeah. Was this like a 90-Day Fiancé situation?
Yeah, like I'm wondering.
Are they going to pop up on TLC? Has his wife filed for divorce?
I don't think so yet. I don't know.
I would be like, please just declare him dead and let me move on. If the life insurance company should give her the money.
I know. She earned it at this point. Yeah. I mean, she's like, God. Yeah. I did see, so there's a comedian that I love, Josh Johnson. He's on The Daily Show also. Okay. But I've been like seeing his stand up on Facebook Reels because elderly. Mm-hmm. And he's so funny. So he released a set, like a shorter set just on this, about this. Oh, no. He's done one on Diddy. He's done one. He did one on the Kendrick, Lamar, and Drake feud, explaining that. Like, he's done some really funny, like.
That's popping off again.
I heard.
I can catch you up on it.
Yes, you need to, because I don't 100% know everything.
We can make that a watch party, too.
Yeah, exactly. Also, it makes me really mad if he's just, like, looking out his apartment window and he's, like,
seeing beautiful things.
It's beautiful here. I'm so glad I moved here. How do you just do that? And your kids are about to go through Christmas without you, and they thought you died?
Maybe he'll send them gifts from Uzbekistan. With all of the OnlyFans money he's making with his catfish girlfriend.
Oh my gosh. I need to know about that. I just need to know, like, did you get catfished and are you just too embarrassed now?
Yeah, now he's like, I have to stay here. I can't go back. I've told this lie and I've been lied to, but now I have to die on this hill.
Exactly. Like, now I live here.
Yeah, this is my life.
This is like...
Even if I have to, like...
It's pretty hardcore.
Sell souvenirs on the street to make ends meet. Like, I'll never tell everyone I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Ever.
This is what I meant to do. I meant to do this.
Yeah.
This is what was supposed to happen.
His wife is a saint for not just trashing him.
Yeah.
Because when I tell you, I would have no chill. I barely have any now.
Well, sure.
And it would just be out the window.
Out the window. Yeah. I cannot even imagine.
Well, so I hope he comes back, and I hope he gets hit by a car.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what he deserves while he's riding his little e-bike back from Madison, Wisconsin to whatever lake.
Yeah, does he have to come back the same way he went, like in the Barbie movie where they have to do all the different...
You have to do it in reverse. Yeah. If you want to come home, you take a plane, then you take a bus, then you take an e-bike, then you take a kayak out to the middle of the lake, and then you take a baby boat. Yeah, and then you take that back, and then you get in your car, and you drive it off a fucking bridge.
Yep.
Because that's what you should have done in the first place. Not that I would condone such or take that lightly, but also, like, you're trash. And trash should be taken out.
How, like, I just can't imagine his wife being like, why did I have to have the trashest human
I know
that has humaned in the last 50 years?
Oh, my God. I know.
He's got to be the worst.
He's up there. For sure.
Yeah, even worse than Tyler from Love is Blind. And I will die on that hill.
Ooh.
Or not happy with him.
Yeah, Steven. I think Steven gets the trash award from Love is Blind for me.
Man, he's terrible.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, well.
But, you know, that's it.
That is it. We'll see you at the next watch party.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.